Yes, guys, finally we are going to Wembley. Please subscribe, like, and comment below after watching this podcast. Overall, welcome to the coolest podcast. I hope you're all good. Today I'm with Jerry C to review the match against to preview the match against Middlesbrough. So overall, Jerry, what do you think about last night's performance?
Hello, Tobeho. Nice to be with you again. And congratulations to all the fans making the final to be at Wembley again, as we always do, often do, 25th February. So it's just a month away. We are all excited, aren't we? So, yeah, it was a great night and excellent display by Chelsea. And this time, the only difference, and we have had many good displays, right? We always discuss that people with rational who look into the game objectively always see that most of the times we play well, but yesterday we converted many chances, and that was great. So yeah, it was a great performance. People always criticize, would say, oh, it was just Boro. So it's laughable if they'll say that. First of all, we came into this game with a deficit of 1-0, right? And it was a semi-final. And it's not that we defeated Boro to reach the final. Like other teams, we went through phase two, stage two, we because where we finished. Then stage three, stage four, quarterfinal, and then we took on Boro. In this run, it was not always easier teams. We played Brighton and Newcastle as well, right? So where is Manchester United? They didn't play any good team. They played Newcastle and got eliminated. Where is Manchester City? They got eliminated so early. Where is Arsenal? Where's Tottenham? They got eliminated in round three. So why it's like Chelsea are lucky or oh it's only Boro? We are facing Boro after winning the 4-5 stages to come to the semi-final. And when it's a knockout, even in if we look in the history, many times when Liverpool, Chelsea, United, or other teams like Aston Villa, they go to semi-finals, finals of Carabao Cup, FA Cup. They always have teams like from the second division. So why is it always an exception for Chelsea? Why? And same people were saying before we faced them in the first leg that oh Aston Villa just won with the lower division teams. You know how many teams we played, and the other team West Ham. I sorry forgot the team that they played that are playing with Middlesbrough that are one or two position near them in the table. So they said, oh, they hardly won that game 1-0 in the 88th, 89th minute, right? So at the same time, they hype it as it's very difficult. And of course, we lost the first leg. We don't have to go back and review. We have done that. So we are coming into this game with a deficit 1-0. People don't know, maybe they are living a fake life. They are not living a life. They are not earning good money. They are not working hard. I don't know. You can call me being very ruthless, but I'm stating fact. I don't know where they live, how they earn, how they eat, who is supporting them, because what they talk, it seems like they are living in an artificial world or they never existed, right? Because if we are in a semi-final, it is always pressure. This is what I'm trying to say. It's the pressure, the nerves, the occasion, new squad, new team in two windows built in 6 months, 90% of the recruitment, all the Mounts and Havertz and Kantes of this world sold. Team is struggling. A very difficult season. Somehow we are ninth after being 12, 13 for a long time in the last 2 months. Right from 13, from November to January, we are ninth. It's not good. What I'm saying, we climbed four positions. So in a very difficult season, we are in the semi-final. The the youngsters most of the times are unable to deal with the occasion. So it is not as easy or as what we see on the paper like Chelsea Middlesbrough. It's Chelsea Middlesbrough with a double asterisk. pressure, semi-final, the occasion, pressure on Pochettino, and all the noise of him to be sacked by the content creators, the so-called content creators with the numbers that they have by being in some of the bigger broadcasting private channels in England, helping each other, making a community based on negativity and hyping stuff, and trying to like have an agenda. Of course, it was very, 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 you can say, embarrassing for any Chelsea fan who has a heart and has a clear uh, integrity to even contemplate that we lose, so Pochettino could be sacked. So I'm trying to build this up because people don't think. So it was not easy, even including myself. I was like, this could be a long night. Let's be let's be very fair to Beho, and even the people who had great faith in Pochettino and the team that we can do it. But we, although I said 6-0, but to be very honest, I just said that I didn't believe we'll win 6-0. I won't take the credit. I said 6-0, but I thought maybe a 2-0 in my heart, because we knew we struggled to score goals, right? We struggled to deal with the occasion. So the thing is that it's a great victory. It's a victory to overcome the deficit, to win against all odds, I would say, and to produce a stellar performance, right? And it was great in the first. Now more on to the game, because everyone go and talk about the game, but they take it for granted. So that's why I took the time to explain to the people who never try to understand anything, or maybe they cannot understand anything because they, I don't know, they don't know. So yeah, the first, what, 12, 13, 14 minutes, it seems that we might struggle. uh, Again, like the similar patterns, it felt that it could be a very long evening. And yeah, so Middlesbrough were at times showing some intensity, and they tried to take on us, and I don't know, somehow we were unable to cope with that. A few adjustments when it was great to see Pochettino calling uh, Cowell and Chilwell earlier on and try to justify some of the positioning that were not making, as we can see or understand from what it was told, because Chile was uh, again moving a lot forward, and uh, Cowell was again like uh, covering for the left back. So it was adjusted earlier on. So it was great to see that. People say that Pochettino don't make any in-game tactical adjustments. I don't know what they see, right? So there's a lot of unnecessary criticism on Pochettino, and now everyone is saying, "Oh, yesterday his substitutions were great. Everything was great." Even the critics are saying that. You know why are they saying that? Because we won 6-1. I disagree. When we lost or when we struggled to score goals, it's not that he was doing bad. Generally, I'm speaking. Of course, at times he would make mistakes. He's not perfect, but because we win, you see, the viewers, the audience, you understand how it works. Because we won, so according to the experts, according to the fans, Pochettino was great. I see a great review, a great feedback, even from the critics yesterday. Oh, for the first time, he made perfect substitutions. He did this most of the times, in my opinion and in my observation. It didn't work. The results were not there, and then he was criticized. And one important thing, in which I agree, when I say all of the stuff, I, because I'm rational, I also identify the issues, and I have never backed Coville playing out of position as a left back. Never. Remind me, anyone in any video, in any recording, in any podcast, in any on any tweet that I supported that. I always said that sometime and asked. I said that I really don't understand why Pochettino is doing that, and the only reason that I can come up with what we have, the information, is because, of course, the injuries. Chilwell was not here. He started the season, and he took 4 months, 3 months off. Uh, and Cucurella got injured right when he was playing regularly. Madsen, yeah. So the main criticism was that why he don't play Madsen. He didn't fancy him. Simple as that. Simple as that. He didn't fancy him. That's why he's not here now, right? He didn't think he is good enough to play. So, but yeah, maybe Pochettino could still have done a bit better. But yesterday, when he had Chilwell, so when Chilwell finally came back, it was great that he was not used as a winger, right? He played in his position that allowed Cowell to play in his position. And definitely, it not only made sense on the paper, but we can see the impact on the field. It was really a different dimension, right? And Chilwell, like, what can I say? I always appreciate him. People talk about Reece James, including myself, as one of the best players in England, in the world, but we sometimes underestimate our words. I know it's one great performance, but I think Chilwell. I'm not saying is as good as Reece James, but Chilwell is a great player in my opinion. Is not a world class player, I would say, but is a very very good player who can be a world class player. And the only thing that probably stopped him so far is he was never fit enough to continue. He didn't have the continuity, but we can see that he is a much better player than what we have. He really brought on in the he was very effective linking up in the attack. And his passing, his crisp passing, his movements, his timing, his runs. I mean, you can see like a feeling of like it's prime Chelsea days, right? I know people will say it's Boro, but no, the player is the player. What he was doing, he'll definitely do that with when he'll play with other teams. So most important thing is, I hope he remains fit till the end of the season. It's so important. It's vital. And again, the first goal that we considered, which we scored. Sorry, I said considered because that's how the season has been. We conceded first. Uh, okay, that was an own goal, but then it allowed us. When it was 1-0, it really allowed us to get the momentum, the confidence. So when I was analyzing, watch the game again, I really what I concluded was that at most of the times it's really the nerves, lack of belief, momentum is hurting us. When we scored, Enzo scored the second goal. And you can see a very, very different performance from Chelsea. They knew they were 2-1 ahead on aggregate. They knew that it's almost impossible for Boro to come back. So really stamped their authority. And what can I say about Axel Disasi's goal? I mean, that was magic. If there's something magic apart from Pochettino, it's the goal of Axel Disasi. The center back scoring that goal. I mean, what can I say? When he made that run, he anticipated the pass. He knew he can take it on, and then how he intercepted, and he ran. He knew like there is a possibility. So everything, all the coordination was there, and then finally when he got the ball, he like hit it on the back of the net. So it's a great positive, and it also showed that the under Pochettino system, which I have greatly covered his time at Tottenham. So this is how they play. Even the center backs are involved in attack, and I hope if they can keep building this momentum, we'll see a very dynamic, aggressive, intense Chelsea side. 4-0 at halftime when Cole Palmer scored, as he do most of the times. Uh, yeah, so it was even at, in my opinion, at 3-0 it was done. So then, of course, we watched made the change. Modric was a little off in the first half compared to other players. So not really a concern, I would say, because generally we played well. Modric probably still needs more time to integrate, but I still am very hopeful in his future. So yeah, so Pochettino made some good adjustments, brought Noni in, and yes, the second half it was already done. We were calm. It was going well under control, and then we added two more goals. And yeah, of course, we can always say that the way we conceded, we should not have. But honestly, the cup game, winning 6-1 out aggregate, we can cut them some slack. We can cut them some slack for conceding the goal. Honestly, I really don't care about that. It's a cup game, it's done. We can always say we shouldn't have conceded the goal, but it is what it is, man. So we won 6-2 on aggregate, 6-1 on the night. Excellent performance from Chelsea.
So, who was your man of the match?
So, I mean, it was a great performance, right? There were many players we can say who are close to exceptional. Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, like the way he's playing in the last three games. Um, Disasi, of course. I'm just mentioning the people who deserve the praise. Of course, most of the players were good. Ben Chilwell. So these four probably, if I'm not forgetting some name, stood out for me. Yeah. So man of the match, I'll say Ben Chilwell. I know it might not be a consensus. Of course, I always appreciate Cole Palmer. He is probably our best player this season. Consistent, cool, calm, composed, always trying to improve. Had a great game yesterday. But I'll say Chilwell for this reason that he came back after the injury. And the way he, like, I would say transformed the team, right? It was much needed. Him playing as left back, giving the opportunity for Koval to play in his position, and how he linked up with both the attack and defense, especially moving forward. It was a different dimension. So personally, I was really, really impressed by Chilwell, and it was a great treat. It was like magic, and I mean, I became bigger fan, to be very honest, of Chilwell after seeing him yesterday. So for me, Ben Chilwell is my man of the match.
So, what do you think about the punch out fans, especially after this performance?
So the watch out fans, this virus is a real virus, in my opinion and in my observation, and it won't go away. Even if Pochettino wins the Premier League in the next season or the after the next season, uh, they will still be. I mean, not all of them, but the Poch out agenda, the Poch out hashtag, the Poch out narrative, the Poch out, you can say, school of thought would still exist, in my opinion. So what I can say to the Poch out fans is that the Poch in fans like myself, you, and other great analysts in our community like Roger and Bobby Carlito, who makes a lot of sense, right? Even Coachella to a greater extent, who is quite neutral in this perspective. So we suffered because of these watch out fans, especially me, because I just started my journey in the public in last summer. So it was always like dealing with them, right? Trying to be creative, have great podcast, have good conversation, but no, it was always so negative, right? So they enjoyed their days. What I'll say in short, they had their days. They enjoyed our struggles when we didn't score the goals. We lost to Nottingham Forest, Brentford's, Everton's. We struggled when we played Manchester United at Old Trafford, right? We lost to Middlesbrough in the first leg. So I'm highlighting all these issues, challenges, and we know the reasons we don't have to go. Some are like the injuries, not having a good striker, which they don't understand. So they have had their share of tweets, of content creation, of expressing their negativity and frustration to get the numbers, because controversy and negativity sells. So they have had the share, the line share, because in my opinion, it will only improve from here. I said that someone should go and take it out. I have said that on your platform, other platform, on Chelsea Perspective, that from January, from second half of the season, we will be super consistent. Not consistent, but super consistent, because I have done my research. And yes, that's what we have been. We just lost to Middlesbrough first leg, and people made a huge issue out of it. Last 9 games at home, 8 wins, 1 draw. Excellent. It's definitely a progress, right? Compare this not even to last season, but I don't remember when we were undefeated in last home games. Maybe what, 3-4 years ago? Maybe, I don't remember. So good. Where we are in that context, it's a good progress. The we need to improve really in the away games, and again we should it's easy to understand. New squad, it's the nerves away from home, different arena, different stadium, probably having a difficulty to cope with that. Hopefully, that will improve soon. So we will only improve. We are ninth with a touching distance from sixth. So I'm very much optimistic. That is the bare minimum we should finish. And yes, that should be a minimum target for both of Boli and the club and Pochettino. No excuses, I would say. From ninth to sixth with 17 games remaining, it's very much achievable. Top four, miracles can happen, so I won't go there. But top six is a must. So we will only improve. So to the Poch out fans, their days are numbered. That's what I'll say. They will be here, but the thing is that they will just try very hard to make things from now onwards.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think some fans need to do the research, learn more about Mauricio Pochettino, how he build up his teams. But overall, next game on Friday is against Aston Villa. So from the game against Borough to the Aston Villa game, where can we improve in order to do maybe much better? Even though we won 6-1, but where can we improve to do much better as a team?
Yeah, of course we have to improve. We we have to keep improving because it's a work in progress which people don't like to hear, but it's a reality, right? I like what Pochettino said this time. Uh, Probably I don't know. Sometimes it feels that he doesn't like is not able to get the point across very well at times. Of course, we can understand what he's saying. But yesterday, he was clear with what he was saying. So, because, with all these Poch outers, and I'll come quickly to the Aston Villa game. So, they really pick up on what he says and make a whole story, right? So he said the challenge. There are two things. We are Chelsea. I'm paraphrasing it, and we know that, and we want to be there. So what he's saying, I understand because I really understand him. I really believe so. He's saying that, of course, the club is Chelsea, the brand is Chelsea, the history is Chelsea, the color is Chelsea, the smell is Chelsea, the fans are Chelsea, the culture is Chelsea, and that is what we have to achieve. But at the moment, that is not where we are. If I'm able to explain what he's saying, right? I hope I'm doing that. And we will get there. But if the fans or all these people who create nuisance are always like, no, what is this? We don't accept that. He is also not accepting that. But when he says the reality, it doesn't mean, oh, this is the reality and you accept it. No, reality means this is something we have to build to get back to where fans want us to be. He personally wants Chelsea to be. Todd Bowley wants Chelsea to be. The sporting director wants Chelsea to be. Jerry Z wants Chelsea to be. Tovejo wants Chelsea to be. And even the dog and even Esther Wet want Chelsea to be. So we have to get there. This is all he's saying. Why do you expect this new squad with injuries to be a prime Drogba, Lampard, Terry squad or a squad that won the Champions League? That was a good squad under Thomas Tuchel, right? So this is all he's trying to say, that these are two different things. So right now, with any industry, any work, any project, you can have issues. So all he's saying that we are working and busting our rare to get there, and this is the aim and objective. But accept that there is a little bit of turbulence, and this is a project, and it's up to people how they interpret the project. Some people think project means 5 years. Why 5 years? I think from next, I'm not saying next year we'll win the Premier League. Who knows what will happen? But I think next season we should be very competitive, very, very competitive. So it will only build up. Coming back to the Aston Villa game, of course, technically speaking, they have the edge because they didn't play midweek as we played Borough. And some people will again say, oh, we don't have Europe and you're making an excuse for us. No, I'm not making any excuse. I'm putting the reality. Okay, we don't have Europe, but we have half of this squad is injured, right? With 5 to 6 of our main players injured. So, of course, we will be playing in 2 days from now. That is 3 days after the game. So, it's of course a challenge. That is a challenge to recover the players, to get them ready physically and emotionally. That is always a challenge. We cannot ignore that. Apart from that, of course, that is a very good game. I mean, very close game. Uh, I think I think it's a very close game, to be very honest. I don't see a lot of difference at this moment. We have the advantage of home. We are very confident at home. If we win this, it will be 10 games without a defeat at home, right? And and we do have a momentum, right? If you looked at Aston Villa, they are doing great, more than what their fans, their stakeholders expected from Unai Emery. They are a team that is very versatile and very good both in the defense and the offense. They play a 4-4-2 generally, but he picks at times, and they are very quick also on the counter. And so the defense is good. Martinez is having a great season, and so the players are full of confidence. Unai Emery is also very, I rate him high. Like, he's very good tactically. He also do and analyze the games to the dot, as you say. So this is not an easy game for both sides, I would say. We definitely have a better squad. Again, most of the players are injured, so it makes a very even game. Aston Villa do have the form and perhaps more belief, but at the same time, our recent record is good. So it's very close. It is very close, and so it will be great that we win this game, and so we can still be active in two cup competitions.
So yeah, last question. Do you think that we will win the Carabao Cup?
Yes, sir. So it's been really an interesting podcast again with you, as always. So, of course, if you ask me, and in my experience and in my what knowledge I possess, I always say to my friends, to my family, when at times whenever there is a final of any team playing in any final, Champions League, FA Cup, European final, Spanish Cup or German Cup, any final in football. I believe, and what I've seen over the years, last 2 decades, when I'm following football, that in final anything can happen. You have seen teams that no one expect to win, not one or two times, but multiple times, right? So a final is a one-off game. That's how I see it. It's a one-off game. So it's not a series of games. It's not a 38 game Premier League which will determine where you finish. So in one game, anything can happen. And it's not even that we are at a disadvantage, or that, and we don't know who is playing. So I'm assuming it's Liverpool right now, by the way, because we are recording before the second leg. I don't know when this video will be published, but it's something like 3.5 hours to the second leg as we speak. So if it's Liverpool, then of course Liverpool will be favorites. But favorite doesn't mean they will win for sure, right? Probably 60-40, in my opinion. But again, if we see not just the recent past, but last 4 or 5 years, very competitive against Liverpool. So what is there to be afraid of? I should ask people, right? Of course, we cannot take them for granted. We should not be overconfident. But most of the games we have played are close draws. Even the first game of the season, where we in fact pinned them, had 65% possession, and Klopp was embarrassed after the game. He said, "What happened in the second half?" Again, couldn't score. We could have won 3-1 that game. So it's a positive sign. And teams like Liverpool, who play such a high press, high line, such an attacking game with the attacking mindset, it's something that is good for us, if we be honest. But the thing is that we have to be really good. Like, if you see the first game of the season, first 30 minutes, we conceded a goal. Salah was offside, right? It could have been the second goal. I'm talking about the first game of Premier League. And we were nervy. So Liverpool could have really hurt us. But I won't say lucky, but like somehow it was 1-0, and then we came back in the game. So even if they are adventurous and it's good for us because we can hit them on the counter, we will have space to exploit. Liverpool can still score a lot of goals. So in that context, it's the final. So I don't know which approach Pochettino will take. Of course, he will do his analysis, his study, what will be the best for the game. So it's too early to say what will happen. I mean, how the team will be set up, it will depend on the momentum, the form, the players that are available. But to be very honest, it's just not me. I believe the Chelsea fans would probably agree with me as a whole, most of them, that we all really are really, and we can say without any shame, they're desperate to win this final. It's good for the fan base, our happiness, our positivity moving forward. Good for the young squad to have a belief of lifting a silverware. Even though it's a Carabao Cup, it's not the biggest cup out there, but the feeling, the confidence, the momentum, the self belief will take them to another level. It will be great for Pochettino. It's quite, it's not a rocket science. It will be massive for Pochettino and his future and his possible future with Chelsea. So I hope, and I already can say that with a greater confidence, that the players, the manager, they will be up for it. They will surely be up for it, and it will be interesting. So again, right now I'm analyzing, keeping Liverpool in mind, and if it's Fulham, because it's a one goal deficit, anything can happen. They will play at home. And if it's Fulham, again, it's a final, so we cannot say it's Fulham, so like it will be easy. Again, we have to prepare very hard for the final, and who knows what will happen. But I'm optimistic, and I really believe that this team will do everything that they can to prepare Pochettino, the team, the even the sporting directors, and I believe the owners will try to talk to each other, try to talk to the players, which people don't like, but I think it will be good, motivate them. And if we win, it will be the first silverware in the Todd Boehly era. So it will be a historic situation. So let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. If the question is, can we win? Of course we can win.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Jerry Z. Appreciate it. Guys, please subscribe to the channel. We are in a road to 300 followers, subscribers. I mean, so guys, please like, share, and comment. Let us know what do you think about today's podcast. Again, Jerry, thank you very much. Up the Charles.
Up the Chels. Take care.